A nation at the crossroads. A reflection on justice not being equal for all is deeply renaissance. The current events raise critical questions. Is justice truly blind in America? Can a sitting president use federal power to punish political adversaries? What happens when the rule of law is perceived as a tool for vengeance rather than fairness? It's about the health of democracy, the credibility of institutions, and the values we uphold as a nation, I hope. These are some powerful things we're talking about. The idea that hate, myths, and power imbalances have long shaped American history. Do you think we could be at a turning point? Or is it a symptom of deeper systemic issues? I'd like you to understand that we're at a crossroads here. This nation is at a crossroads. And as we reflect on different headlines in the news and on the internet, we have to confront a truth that has long haunted our democracy, that justice in America has not always been blind, that power, wealth, and influence have too often shielded individuals from the consequences of their actions. But something is changing, and it's time we talk about it. Attorney Letitia James did what many thought was impossible. She did the right thing. We got someone who, as a felon, I couldn't even get a job. If that was me, and I only had one felony, so how can somebody get to a top office having 34 of them? So what she did was expose a pattern of deception that has shaken the foundations of a myth sold to American people. Her investigation revealed inflated property values used to secure loans, deflated numbers to dodge taxes, and financial statements that read more like fiction than fact. Now, I'm not a legal person, lawyer, judge, or anything like that. So I'm just going to read what has been put out here that I think we need to hear. If you don't pay attention, you need to. Okay? It resulted in a $454 million judgment that was later overturned on appeal. Yes. But not because the facts were wrong, but because the system, as always, bends for the powerful. And now, in a stunning twist, she herself has been indicted on bank fraud, making false statements, anything to tarnish her career or to let her know that you've awakened the dragon. Now, although she's denied all allegations and they're baseless, it's just the retaliatory nature of powerful people. And powerful people who run governments are able to weaponize the Department of Justice against political adversaries. And many legal experts agree that this person is being actually crucified for doing the job that the attorney generals and judges, DOJ, are supposed to do on their own. But sometimes we run across people who are so charismatic that even the people who are supposed to be working for the people will side with them. And this points to a dangerous erosion of judicial dependence. Instead of being independent, you depend on taking your orders from someone that you should not. The moment is more than a legal battle. It's a mirror held up to our democracy. It focuses on us to ask, is justice truly blind in America? Can a sitting president use federal power to punish his enemies? What happens when the rule of law becomes a tool of vengeance rather than fairness? These questions are not theoretical. They are urgent. They are real. And they demand answers. Because this just isn't about those two. It's about the health of our institutions. It's about whether our democracy can survive the corrosion of truth. It's about whether we, the people, still believe in a system where no one is above the law. For decades, we've watched the rich and powerful escape accountability. Politicians dodge responsibility. Corporations settle without admitting guilt. Billionaires write or rewrite reality with the stroke of a pen. And the public, weary, cynical, and disillusioned, begin to wonder if justice is just a word carved above a courthouse door. But this investigation was different, meticulous, it was fearless, it was grounded in evidence and not ideology. It reminded us that the truth still matters, that paper trails still speak, that justice, though slow, can still move. Now, where's our responsibilities as citizens? Democracy is not a spectator sport. It demands vigilance. It demands courage. It demands that we hold those in power accountable, not just when it's convenient and easy, but when it's hard. We must demand transparency. We must question motives. We must protect the independence of our courts, prosecutors, and institutions, because those are the pillars. And once they crumble, so does the republic. Now, let this be a turning point. And hopefully, let us say enough. Because the law finally should treat the powerful the same as it treats the rest of us. Now, before I go, I'd like to let you know Miss James, Crockett, and a whole bunch of other women who are warrior princesses. I'd like to read a poem that was dedicated to one sister. This was written by Griot One. And I won't mention her name, but I can tell you, you can't beat her. Bet you can't find any woman sweeter. When the rest ran and hid, she stood tall by our side, passing the spiritual test. Can't say the same for the rest. Good man by our side, that ain't no lie. Family of gold, so the truth be told. Independent and strong, silent and warm, not a bone in her body used to do harm. Yes, she's an angel, so what? You found a flaw? Loving herself and her people ain't against the law. And as you read, please understand every word I write is true. I wish you had a little sister in you. Now, this is for all you sisters who stand up and you fight our battles sometimes where the men should be. We respect you and love you. And warrior princesses, I really appreciate you.